I turned 26 today. Here is some advice I would give my younger self. Number one, you do not have all the time in the world. Now, I'm 26 today. Yesterday, I was 18. Life passes by very, very fast. You do not have all the time in the world, but we often hear that as young adults. You're so young, you got your whole life ahead of you. You don't need to stress, you don't need to worry. You got all the time in the world to figure it out. You absolutely do not. You need to create more urgency. Do not hesitate to go for what it is that you want in life, whether that is a new job, you want to start a business, a new side hustle, you want to move country, you want to start a transformation journey, compete in a fitness event, whatever it may be. Do not hesitate to go for what it is that you want in life, because if you do not, the opportunity will pass you by. Number two is be the forever student. Now, the minute you stop learning is the minute you stop growing. You need to constantly be learning, progressing, growing, trying to get better at mastering your craft. Always invest back into your own knowledge, whether that is seminars, webinars, online courses, reading books, hiring coaches or mentors, and learning off the people that are where you want to be. I do not even want to begin to think about the amount of money I have spent investing back into my own knowledge. Probably in the last 4 years, the best part of 10 to 15 grand, just to know what I know now in order to be in the position in which I am in as an online coach and achieve the results in which I do with my team week in, week out. But it has paid me back tenfold when it has come to being able to be successful in what I do as a coach, having built up the client roster in which I've currently got, and again, churning out the results in which I do week to week. I truly do believe that investing back into your education, always trying to grow, learn and develop as an individual, is the fast track to being successful in anything and mastering your craft. Number three is who actually gives a fuck, right? Because the short answer to that is no one. No one gives a fuck about what you're doing more than what you do. No one is looking at your social media more than what you do, right? No one is as interested in what you're doing as what you are. No one cares about your goals more than what you do. So if you're holding off from wanting to go for something in life, whether that is starting a social media page, a YouTube channel, you're potentially worried about vlogging in public because you're worried about what people may think, you don't want to go for that new business venture or start that side hustle because you're worried about what others are going to think. The truth is no one cares. Everyone is too focused on themselves. If you live in fear of the opinions of others, that is only going to hold you back, and you're only going to look back on that later down the line and realize how ridiculous it was that you were absolutely riddled of worrying about the opinions of others. The truth is everyone is too focused on themselves, right? Everyone has their own worries, their own dramas in life, their own adversity in which they need to overcome. So do not worry about the opinions of others, because realistically, no one cares. Number four is winners take action, losers wait for perfect timing. All the time you're sat there waiting for the perfect opportunity, the perfect idea, the perfect method for something, someone else is just being consistent. Take my profession, for example, right? You have online coaches that will try to find you'll have online coaches that won't be posting on socials because they're trying to find the perfect Instagram post, or they're not posting on YouTube because they're trying to find the perfect idea for a YouTube video or the niche in which they want to go into, right? They're trying to sit there and figure out what niche do I want to be targeting my content towards. Whereas someone else is just being consistent. They're just posting on Instagram day in, day out. And the truth is that imperfect action always beats inconsistent perfection each and every time. Business is volume at the end of the day, and the ones that are consistent are the ones that will win. Number five is you are always currently living in the good old days, whether you realize it or not. Be more present and live in the current day, because there's a very good chance that a lot of you will look back on 5-10 years ago and be like, oh, they were the good old days, right? For me, that could be for when I was at school or sixth form potentially, where all I really had to worry about was training. And I would go to the gym with my mates. We would spend 3 hours plus in there. We would see it more of a social than we would actually going in and training hard. But I could be sat here right now looking back on them days and thinking, cool, they were the glory days, right? I didn't have to worry about anything. My only focus in life was training. But then there's a very good chance that I'll potentially look back on now in 10 to 15 years time when I'm older. Maybe I have some more priorities. Maybe I have a family, some kids running around, and I may look back on my life now and think, oh, 25, 26, all I had to focus on was coaching and trying to build my business and post on social media. I had so much more time to train. I had so much more time to focus on myself, and it just goes on and on and on. Yet the one thing in which you don't realize is that you are currently living in the good old days. So be more present in the current moment. Number 6 is get in shape, because it will absolutely change your life. Now, so many men seem absolutely obsessed nowadays with trying to stack each and every advantage in which they can in life in order to be successful. Yet, one of the main ones in which they're missing out on is being in shape, because majority are not. Now, if you're in shape, the opportunities in which you will receive, the people in which you will meet, the people in which you will have to network with will be far, far greater. Getting in shape will absolutely change your life, not just for your confidence, your self-esteem, the way in which you feel, but your productivity, your energy, your efficiency day to day. Getting in shape is the biggest cheat code to be successful in anything. So get in shape and watch everything else in your life benefit as a byproduct. Number 7 is find your circle, right? Men need men more than ever nowadays, and finding the right circle, a circle that uplifts you, makes you think bigger, makes you want to work harder, can really dictate your outcome. Like the saying goes that you've heard a million times before, you are the average of the 5 men in which you spend the most time with. Now, that saying is as old as time itself, but there's a reason it's withstood the test of time, because it is absolutely 100% true. Be very, very careful with who you spend the most time with, because like I said, your circle will very much dictate your outcome. Number 8, do what inspires you. Now, I'm very, very guilty in the past of following trends, doing things because they were the cool thing to do at the time, chasing external validation, and it left me feeling completely empty. A very good example of this is my bodybuilding show last year. I saw a lot of other coaches competing. I hadn't competed in a little while. I thought, you know what, this is going to be something that will have a huge benefit on business, that will get my social following through the roof, that will get my engagement through the roof. Inquiries are going to absolutely be flooding through the doors, and guess what? It didn't, because that goal did not fall in line with me and what I wanted to be doing at the time. Do what inspires you. Do what makes you want to get out of bed early in the mornings. Do what makes you fulfilled in life. Do what makes you purpose driven, because that is where the true happiness lies. Number 9 is say yes to more. I would say majority of my success in life just came from showing up, getting myself out there, meeting new people, because the truth is you never know where these things may lead. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know what opportunities are going to lie on the other end of you just experiencing something new. So never isolate yourself, right? Be open to new things. Say yes to more. Get yourself out there, because you never know who you're going to meet and where that may lead to. And lastly, number 10 is that everything is temporary. If it's one thing in which I've learned from my 20s so far, is that it is an absolute roller coaster of a journey. You are going to experience the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. But realistically, bad times do not last, and there are always going to be better weeks ahead. I look back on myself now, for example, when I was 21 and I had the heart attack and I couldn't train for 3 months. I thought it was all doom and gloom. I thought my life was over. I thought my career was over. But in the grand scheme of things, 3 months of my life was absolutely nothing. Like I said earlier, I'm 26 today. Yesterday I was 18. Those 3 months absolutely flew by. And if anything, they were probably 3 of the best months in my life in terms of what I learned about myself, the resilience in which I built, the adversity in which I had to overcome. You're going to be struck with a hell of a lot of challenges, and they're all there for a reason. They're there to build you into the man in which you're meant to become. So enjoy the phases of life, right? Because it's going to be full of ups and downs. Trust in God and understand that everything happens for a reason. So that is everything for this video. Like, share, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, and I will see you in the next one.